Hi everyone, I'm just going to do a quick unboxing video of the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean, and this particular model is the 39.5 millimeter case size. So let's get started. So basically, it would come in it comes in a white Omega box, and inside you're going to find the operating instructions for the watch, which is actually it's pretty thick book, and then also you have the a leather card holder with Omega embossed on it, and so this has the pictograms with the reference number and the caliber movement, which this is actually the 8800 Omega caliber movement, and then also you have your master chronometer with reference number and watch product number. So let me put these to the side. Let me open the box. Now this box, it's actually, I think Omega came out with this box in 2016, or possibly 2015. But basically, in the past, the Seamaster, it was used to be an Omega box in red leather, and quite a bit smaller. So now it's a lot larger. It's like this wooden box, really nicely leather clad on the inside. But that's basically the watch right there. So it's the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 39.5 millimeter version. So let me just take this off here. Let me get rid of this box, put that to the side, and then we'll show off the watch a little bit better. Okay, so here it is. So Omega Planet Ocean, 39.5 millimeter case size. Lug to lug, it's about 19 millimeters. So, it's officially called Omega Seamaster Professional Planet Ocean 600 Planet Ocean. So, this came out in 2016 at Basel World. Basically, this first Omega Seamasters came out in the late 40s. And then 1957 was sort of a big year because they sort of really upped the watch and they started competing with the Rolex Submariner. And so, in 2005 is when the Planet Ocean line specifically came out. And there were, just larger watches in terms of case size. So originally they had them in 42 millimeter and I believe 45 millimeter versions. And then, in 2006, 15 or 16, they came out with these, which were, they changed the sizes up. So now they have three models. The smallest, as what we have here, is 39.5 millimeters, and then it goes up to 43.5 millimeters, and then even larger, 45.5 millimeters. So for me, I have a smaller wrist. It's about 6.2 inches in diameter. So I find that, about 41 millimeters is probably the biggest watch that sort of, looks nice on my wrist. So for me, this is perfect as, 39.5 millimeters is sort of like that sweet spot. And I have noticed that, watchmakers are going towards the smaller case sizes, where we had that in the past 10, 15 years. We had a trend towards, bigger and bigger cases. Yeah, so a little bit about the watch. I'll just go over the, sort of like the look and feel of it. But basically, steel case. It's actually, some of it is polished stainless steel, and some of it has like this satin finish on it, which makes it look really nice. So you have your crown over here with the Omega, symbol on it, and then on the other side you have the helium escape valve. And that's for, when you go underwater, extremely deep. Like this is waterproof to 600 meters or 2,000 feet. And at that point, you need to let the helium build up in the watch out so that it doesn't sort of damage the internals of the watch. But basically, so, pretty straightforward diver's face. You have your unidirectional bezel, so it only rotates in a counterclockwise direction, and, won't go the other way. And then you have a black face, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then the date at the 3 o'clock window. So, this is very classy. The strap is leather, but it does have a rubber coating on it, so it actually feels really nice. And then one of the benefits of having the rubber lining is that you don't have to worry about, when you're in the water, about the leather sort of getting all weird. It protects the leather. Um, but that's basically it. So for me personally, I love the look of the watch. It's very sort of subtle. There's some splashes, black, white, and then you have some splashes of orange all across. So, it's a Seamaster in orange, the 600 meter, let me get this a little bit closer, 2,000-foot water resistance depth. And then the second hand, the point of the second hand is in orange as well. And I think it's very sort of classily done. Now this watch has a ceramic bezel. The previous models, most of them had in 2005 when the watch was released, they came with an aluminum bezel, which looked great, but as the watch ages and from use, they tended to get scratched on the bezel. And so let's say you had a Planet Ocean with the orange aluminum bezel. Once they would get scratches, it would be actually silver underneath. So with the ceramic, you don't have to worry about getting it scratched. Now, in terms of movement, so the watch has the caliber 8800 Omega in-house movement, and it's coaxial. And basically, I think one of the biggest changes between the older movements and the 8800 is basically it's a little bit more stable, as well as it's resistant to magnetic fields of up to 15,000 gauss. So it'll still tell accurate time. So here, you can sort of see the movement. So another thing that's pretty rare for a diver's watch is to have a transparent, a see-through back. And I didn't take the stickers off, but it does charge in both directions. So no matter which way you spin it. But yeah, just overall, it's a great watch. And so I'll put it on my wrist just so you guys get sort of an idea of how it looks. But basically, so like I said, I have a smaller wrist. It's about 6.2 inches, and for me, this is the perfect size. I think a 43.5 may look a little bit out of place on my wrist. Definitely can't pull off the 45.5, but this one just tends to. I think it just fits perfectly. And it's not too. The height isn't too big, because the Planet Oceans have always been sort of very high watches. I think this is about 13, 14 millimeters in height. But yeah, overall, I just think it's a great fit for my wrist. So if you have a smaller wrist, I definitely recommend looking at this. Now, when I did first open the box, it did look a little bit smaller than it is, but just because it's a diver's watch at 39.5 millimeters, and you're used to seeing this watch in bigger case sizes, so it looks felt a little odd. But once I put it on my wrist, I just think it fits perfectly, and it's actually the perfect size. So I'm actually very glad that Omega made the Planet Ocean in a smaller size to fit people with smaller wrists. Basically, yeah, so that was it. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this unboxing video. Comments, questions, anything, please share, or please, I'm always open to criticism. This is one of my first videos, so I am looking forward to, hearing people's feedback. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.